Welcome back, everybody. Let's go ahead and look at the second part of our lesson today. Van Gogh's also known for his self-portraits. We talked about those in our previous lesson. And he produced more of them than almost any painter in history. Maybe he was trying to figure out who he was, so he kept painting himself, maybe hoping to see something in his paintings that helped him understand why he was struggling so much. I'm just guessing.
Well, you might be right there, but again, he was painting lots of paintings of himself, and those, of course, are called self-portraits. And he painted more self-portraits than any other painter in history. Now, he used them to develop his artistic skill and do self-analysis. So he didn't just love himself. He had a reason for doing these paintings. He wanted to develop his artistic skill. If you've ever tried to be a photographer or a painting, sometimes it can be difficult to take pictures of people or to paint them. They're impatient, they don't have the time. So one way to solve that problem is to do self-portraits, to paint yourself or to take pictures of yourself, because you won't have to worry about people getting upset or things like that. He also wanted to do some self-analysis. Analysis here is a noun. It's from the verb to analyze. That just means to break something down into smaller parts so that you can understand it. Smaller parts of something that you look at one by one in order to understand it. So he would use this as a way to try to better understand himself.
Now, analysis here is our word power word. Let's listen to some more definitions.
Word Power. Hi, and welcome to Word Power. Today's word is analysis. Today, we read that Van Gogh used his self-portraits for self-analysis. Analysis is a noun that means a study of something which was done to learn more about it. For example, a scientist might do an analysis of what causes earthquakes in certain places. An analysis can also mean a presentation, written or spoken, about the results of your research. For instance, Paul gave his analysis of French grammar to his professor. The verb form of analysis is analyze. This means to examine or study something very carefully. For example, Lewis likes to analyze the movements of the planets. That's all the time we have for Word Power. Thanks for listening.
So again, he did self-portraits to improve his skills and also to analyze himself a little better, maybe to help his mental condition or something. Now, as such, they tell us a lot about Van Gogh as an artist and as a man. So you can learn a lot about Van Gogh by looking at these self-portraits.
You sure can. Now, his final or very last self-portrait is marked by heavy lines, and they're scraped into the oil paint. Now, after oil paint has dried, you can take something like a knife and just rub against it really hard and make a line, and that's what he's done to his very final self-portrait. It is almost as if he wanted to carve a new image of himself on the canvas. The canvas is the piece of fabric that a painter will put his paint on. Now, if you carve something, it's usually when you're trying to cut a pattern into something or shape something. You use a pretty much a sharp tool. Or you might want to carve into clay. But again, you'd have some sort of tool in your hand so you could cut or dig into it to make a particular shape or design.
So it seemed like he wanted to carve an image of himself on the canvas using a tool or something, as you said. So that's a different way to paint. And this month, of course, will be a good opportunity for all of us to check out Van Gogh's greatest works. because they will be coming to the National Museum of History in Taipei for a very special exhibition. Remember, that museum is in Taipei, next to the Botanical Gardens, and I'm sure lots of people will want to go see this, so plan ahead, get those tickets, or prepare to wait in line for a long time, but the wait will be worth it.
But you don't want to miss your chance to see some of his paintings up close and personal, standing right there in front of them. You get to see his passion for life shine out through his work. You know, it makes me sad that he had such a tragic life, but he was still able to see the beauty around him, even though he himself was suffering. Now, when you say something shines out, think of light. When light shines, it becomes very bright, and that's how we produce light. You might have a flashlight and shine it at someone, and they go, "Wow!" Or a sun shines down brightly. You have to wear sunglasses sometimes, right? Okay, everybody, we're going to wrap up, but first we're going to listen to our Chinese teacher one more time.